afternoon, YouTube. We'll get to the guitar soon enough for a review on that. It's a new one I got. In the meantime, digital webcam clip-on camera by Vivitar. And believe it or not, they threw a 1-year warranty on this according to the manual. And I was like, who does that for $5? Come on. Anyway, of all the things they could say on here, what they didn't tell you was what the resolution is. They wait until you open up the manual to go, damn, here I thought I was getting a deal for $5. That could have at least been 720p. Yeah, it could have been, should have been, would have been. But guess what? Nope, it's 480p. Now, the audio's not bad. The picture, you better be sitting a long ways away from your computer. And I can only sit so far. I've got no more than a 3-foot range, and I can't even read stuff, okay? These are my up-close glasses. I have distance glasses as well. Anyway, so with that being said, I did some testing ahead of time, okay? Which also saves us a lot of video time, all right? Now, the audio is not bad. The picture quality is 30 frames per second, okay? So it's kind of 50 to 60 hertz kind of deal in there. Little instruction manual here. Now, this thing is good for Windows 7 or newer. Works fine under Windows 11 because, yeah, that's the only thing I can make it work on is Windows. We'll get to that. It's supposed to be Macintosh compatible too. Now, the USB is strictly for video only. The little connector they give you here, the little Dewey 3.5mm jack, that is for the microphone that's in this thing. Why they couldn't do it all in one cable like every other company on the planet, we got no idea. Okay, but I guess they weren't expecting somebody to spend $5 on this and use it on even a modern day computer, except for the fact that, well, Windows computers are still very archaically built compared to Macintosh, okay? So with Windows computers, you usually have a microphone jack on a desktop, specifically. Some of their laptops do. But my laptop can do either input or output, all right? I've got a modern day Asus Tough Gaming laptop. So I can change the bus around to say, it's a microphone today, okay? And it'll do it. And of course, even though I do have a built-in webcam on my laptop, I can switch between cameras, okay? Anyway, so we put it onto this camera, and I thought, yeah, that's 480p. That's definitely Mr. Potato Head coming to life. And talk about making your face fat. Even from this distance of almost 3 feet, I'm like, seriously? Like, I'm like pictured almost like this. You'll see. You'll see in the video clip, okay? And you'll hear the audio reproduction. Now, the audio I think is not bad. The video for 480p, it's 480p. I mean, there is no denying that whatsoever, okay? Like, so you don't need to be in denial. That's truth. That's fact, okay? Anyway, why they would put even a 1-year warranty on this through Vivitar, I have no freaking clue. I mean, I wouldn't even know how to approach it. It died on me a week later. I was on a Skype call and it got ruined. Or a Zoom call. They say it's good for Skype and Zoom and stuff. I'm thinking, well, I don't do either one of those anyways, but I've used webcams for other things before, especially for shooting YouTube videos, but usually with a quality camera. Anyways, so when we get into the super fine print that you need a magnifying glass for, even if you do have exceptionally good vision, it does say 30 frames per second is the frame rate. External mic, which is the, yeah, okay, that explains the cable. Windows 7 or higher. Mac OS 10.10 or higher. Now, this is where you're going to get into a humongo problem. It is USB 2.0, by the way. Where you get into the problem with a Mac is I have an Apple Silicon Mac. And so, modern day tech, right? Well, we can't take our little wonderful Mac Mini and plug this cable in and go, can you please route the sound for this? It just goes, there ain't nothing coming in. I can't do it. I'm sorry, there's just nothing I can do. Okay, so you need a really freaking old Mac. And those old Macs, by legitimate OSs, not OCLP patcher, okay, Open Core Legacy patcher, or OCL, whatever you call it. Anyway, using a legit OS, those old Macs aren't even on the internet anymore, because they can't, okay? But if you have open core legacy patcher and you have a more modern OS on there that is, well, considered to be secure, what security you have, who knows. But anyway, point being, you would need one of those old dog Macs to use this. It's $5, okay? It'll work on any PC going from the Stone Age to modern age, because they're still built upon the Stone Age, okay? I give credit where credit is due, though. I mean, I swear to you, I would never recommend a Mac for gaming. That's PC all the way, baby. Okay, I am sold. Okay, but when it comes to, you know, audio and video production, well, I'm sorry, but Mac all the way. However, gaming no rules on the PC. This thing will work on any PC. All right, so that's not a big deal, right? As long as you have Windows 7 or higher, you're good to go. All right, and you should be fine. But on the Mac side, no. You're not going to run it on any Mac within even the last probably 5 to 8 years ago. Unless you... I don't even remember what was out on Mac for 8 years ago, to be honest. There might have been something 8 years ago that might have still had a microphone jack in it, but you have to have a dedicated microphone jack or a capability between the OS version and your Mac to reroute that headphone jack. On a PC, it's simple, right? But on Macs, nada. Okay? Especially with modern day stuff, ain't gonna happen, baby. You are screwed tattoo. Go get yourself a freaking Microsoft camera or a Logitech camera that you like, okay? Because they start like at about $50 and up in Canada, I think. Unless, you know, tariffs have kicked in on cameras, I have no idea. Depends on what Trump's up to. But point is, you can get a decent or half decent 720p or higher camera, but you spend more money, right? This is a Dollarama. This is $5. For $5, you're definitely getting a guaranteed 480p for what it was even back in the day. And you're getting pretty much about the same audio quality as back in the day, okay? For $5, but it looks like a modern device. But here's some problems though. The clamp sucks. You're going to have to tighten that screw up, and it's a Phillips screw, okay, or star if you prefer, okay. Depends on the technical terms you want to use, baby. All right, it's got no kind of a rubber stopper, although it looks like there should be one that could go there and one that could go up and around here to stop it from going whee right off your screen, okay, so that kind of really sucks. It doesn't have any real good clamping capability. It's very lousy. Okay, and then of course there's your dedicated cabling. Why Vivitar could not have said, we'll just put it all through the USB cable? I don't know why. I mean, come on. This is supposed to be something modern day built, looks sexy and slim, kind of transparent. I mean, it is an attractive looking device. And it does have a focus ring that actually functions, believe it or not. For $5 it functions. I'm impressed. Anyway. So, but like any camera, the better the lighting, the better the picture too, even at whatever resolution, right? Anyhow, the way I'm looking at it, I mean, the cable is probably worth about $5, but the rest of it, I'm sorry, I mean, it is what it is. You know, it's $5, it's 480p. They don't tell you until you open up the package. If you were expecting something better than this for $5, you were delusional, okay? $5 is $5, okay? But it is functional. Now, check out the video that I cut for you guys. Form your own opinions on your own. Leave your opinions in the comments below. Just don't be nasty with, you know, words and stuff, okay? I mean, I really don't like that stuff on the channel, so keep your on that one, okay? We don't need swearing. We don't need cursing. We don't need, you know what I mean? So just be polite down below and we're all good. However, would I recommend this thing? Probably not. Okay, I mean, the way I'm looking at it, they do say Mac and Windows, which they would be correct in saying that the Mac side, yes. I did plug it into my M1, I did get video, but I can't get audio because that's not how our audio buses work in the Mac anymore. Okay, or probably ever even did. Okay, I've been through so many computers, guys, I can't remember crap. Okay, plus I've worked on so many Macs too over the years. I don't remember everything, but I do remember that we used to have separate microphones, separate headphone, right? PCs, they have it too, but they also have the all-in-one stuff, like my modern day laptop. I can just tell the bus what it's supposed to be doing. Are you a line in? Are you a mic in? Or are you an audio out? And I can control that. I can't control that sort of dictation on an Apple Silicon Mac, okay? Now, some of the older Intel Macs, probably, okay? Not going to give you any guarantees. But nobody's running OS 10 anymore because OS 10 is extinct like the dinosaurs in the Ice Age, okay? You need to be running a more modern day Mac OS if you're going to take advantage of using this thing. And these things are used for doing Skype and Zoom and whatever other kind of calls you're going to do on the internet, okay? That's what these things are for. Okay, I definitely would not try running your YouTube channel off one because you're going to get flame wadded so bad it ain't funny. I still get flamed the odd time, like maybe once every couple of years. Somebody will be like, couldn't you do better than like 240p or 340 or whatever the hell it was? And I'm like, dude, that's all we had back then that was affordable. Okay, or that probably was all we had. I don't know, but that's the video you got from back in the day and I can't recut it. Suck it up, Buttercup. Okay, it's the best you're going to get. But over time, my channel improved with video quality, etc., 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 right? Anyhow, I mean, even the quality of this video could be so much more beautiful of a picture if I had better lighting in here, which I can arrange for that if I want to. Okay, but I figure on something like this, it doesn't really deserve that much more than what you're getting, which is pretty damn nice. At least this is 1080p. Wait till you see the footage on this. I don't even know how that's going to work out for quality change until I actually edit the video myself. However, check it out, form your opinion like I said, but mine is, I would say basically don't buy it because it's not useful to you on a Mac of today for doing what this is designed to do. It won't work, okay? So that's a big letdown right there. That's like a lot of the score points gone down the toilet. And it is 480p. The audio at least is not bad either. But you do have to sit a lot further than 3 feet from the screen to get the majority of your face in there. That's a problem, okay? And I can only sit so far away and I can't even read crap. And let alone the fact your voice has to travel that far if you're going to use the mic that's in there, okay? Which you have to be able to use. So, and you can on a Windows computer, even with Windows 11, but not with a Mac. So there you go. So now is your clip of fun. And we'll see you guys on the next one, which I don't know what it's going to be, but we are going to get to this guitar behind me that I just recently bought, and we're going to do a review on that. And if everything works out, I may have something else coming up as well, not game related. But there will be more gaming videos on different games, though. We're kind of done with Island Survival Alpha for a while, until we get our major update we're all waiting for and hoping comes through one of these days. So, until then, well, see you from me, but here's the footage for you.
This is a test. Yes, this is a test of the digital webcam. This thing is from Dollarama. It is called the Digital Webcam Clip-On Camera. Work from home with Vivitar. Apparently, it is Windows and Macintosh compatible. Although, try getting yourself in frame. That's the fun part. And the mount on this thing is absolutely horrible. But it was only $5. So, I guess you can't knock it too bad. Only 480p top resolution. Woo, baby! Yeah, I guess, you know, for $5, I mean, what do you want, right? It's not too bad. Doesn't really keep caught up. You thought Potato Face was bad. This is worse when you're moving around, so try not to move. Just kind of sit still, and you might be okay. Thank you for this test of the emergency broadcast system. But here's the problem. You can plug it into a Mac. Yes, QuickTime will recognize it as a camera. But the microphone, of course, well, unless you have an actual microphone port, not going to happen. And yeah, or a dual port capability, which it seems my Mac Mini M1, it's for speaker out only, not input. So cannot use the microphone because it's a 8-inch stereotype plug for the mic. And yeah, it'll plug into the headphone jack all right, but the Mac is like, I don't see any input device, but I do see a camera. And yes, you can get a nice picture, but yeah. Anyways, at least the picture quality is a little bit better on the Mac, but not by much. Okay, like very little. So at least this part apparently has audio to it. So that was interesting to set that up, but I got it done. So there you go. And that's all we're going to talk about as far as this goes. So let's get back to the rest of the main video, shall we?